Hi there and welcome to Economic Observations. My name is Chris. Today's video is brought to you by the Tanzania School Foundation, a nonprofit near and dear to my heart. There are links below if you would like to learn more, and if you would like to support this channel, please consider making a donation to the Tanzania School Foundation. Alright, let's get started. Yesterday we had these fake 467,000 jobs created. ADP says that jobs were down by 400,000. Other reports said job losses of 301,000. Goldman Sachs said only a creation of 125,000, and HSBC had the highest estimate with 270,000 jobs. And yet, 467,000 fictitious jobs were created. How did we get here? Well, it says here on CNBC, and we know we can really believe them, right? The leisure and hospitality sector, which the COVID-19 pandemic hit especially hard in January, added more than 150,000 jobs in the first month of 2022. Now, I don't know about you, but there's nothing going on in Massachusetts. First of all, it's the dead of winter. People are still paying off their Christmas debts. And nobody's going anywhere because Omicron was raging. So where were these 150,000 jobs? Sure, spread out amongst every state, 50 states. Well, it's only 3,000 in each state, so maybe your state got more jobs than we did. But I would love to know your thoughts. I mean, when I go to the supermarket and other retail industries, there are more and more self-checkouts. In my local supermarket, they did away with all of their butchers and meat packers. There used to be guys in the back wearing their bloodied white lab jackets, cutting up your steak. You can order a specific cut if you'd like. They are gone. Now everything is in a vacuum-packed package, pre-labeled, comes from some big warehouse. The steaks are no longer coming to you directly from behind the freezer or refrigerator where the meat department is. In my supermarket, I can tell you that they probably cut 10 jobs over the past month. I tell you, you go in there now and there are 15 self-checkouts and maybe one person on a register. That is my retail for you. You go into other stores. I was in IKEA the other day. Empty, parked right outside the front door. I go to Home Depot or some other Target, Walmart, they're empty. There's nobody in them. I was in a Lowe's and boy, was that totally decimated. I don't know if it's winter time and dark and cold in Massachusetts and people are home, but they're certainly not spending money. Let me know what it's like where you are. So, of these 150,000 jobs in the leisure and hospitality section, there were also professional and business services added 86,000, but that confuses me a little bit because if you had Goldman Sachs, Citigroup, HSBC, JP Morgan, everybody coming in with these really low estimates, that means their companies weren't hiring. And that is a signal in itself. Those are the jobs people want. Nobody wants that retail sector job where you work 15 hours a week and you get paid minimum wage. Those aren't the sustainable jobs, right? And if the job market was so good, why are college graduates unable to get a job in that field? Why are they driving for Uber or delivering food to your door? Ask yourself that question. I think they need to make the job reports look good because the Fed needs to raise interest rates. Or maybe is it that the Americans can't handle the truth? Maybe that's what it is. They're afraid to put the truth out there. And if people know that the economy is in really bad shape and that the Fed is having a real problem here, easing the quantitative easing, raising interest rates, they're afraid that there might be a tailwind and that everything goes to crap, right? And then all of a sudden the stock market really decays, cryptos really decline, people get a run on the banks. Maybe they're afraid of that. Let me know what you think. But 467,000, why are we being told a load of crap? And now it's interesting because if you look at these pictures, the BLS, which is the Department of Labor and Statistics, who come up with these numbers, and they do it by calling 167,000 organizations or industries and ask if they're hiring, they're firing, blah, 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 blah. That method is antiquated. and not, you know, it's really antiquated. And they do the same for unemployment. They call 60,000 homes, mostly on a landline. Do you pick up your landline? Do you even have a landline? And do you take a survey by the federal government? I don't know, but 60,000 people are surveyed. Anyway, they do this, not an accurate method in today's day and age. They have rough estimates for population change and retirements and all that stuff. And it's complicated. Literally, they lock themselves in a room and they punch numbers, but they seasonally adjust. And if you look at the seasonally adjusted figures, now this is really interesting. All right, so December and January payrolls, and this is for non-farm workers. All right, adjusted versus seasonally adjusted, and they show it for January, December and January. So if you look at December's, the unadjusted numbers are quite high, over 1 million jobs. But then when you look at it adjusted, it comes down a bit, and it looks like it gave some of those jobs to January. I'm just saying, that's what it appears to have done. And if you look even closer, you will see that what was reported in May, June, and July, as previously reported in blue here, has been readjusted downward. So there is more than a 50% loss, let's say in June. So where did all those jobs go? They reported the blue numbers, but 7, 6, 7, 8 months later, they revise it to the red lines, which is quite a bit less. So the markets were reacting to the numbers reported at that time frame. And if you look, the numbers were inflated then. It looks like they took those numbers and they added them to November and December to make those numbers look better. So again, the markets and everybody doesn't freak out, right? They want us to believe that everything's okay. But when you have the government doing something like this, or the BLS, or however they're doing it, I was reading an article from 2018, and it was very similar. I will share some of it with you. This is on Forbes, and it goes back to August 23rd, 2019, and it said why the prior jobs report numbers were wrong by over 500,000. This is a trend, folks. This is not something new, and it's not something we can rely about. It's just something that gets attention and something that has the potential to move markets in one way or another. So it says the stunning announcement by the BLS reported that the official payroll numbers in 2018 and 2019 were vastly overstated. It turns out that the amount of new jobs created was tremendously inflated and had to be reduced downwards by more than 500,000 jobs. Now, folks, this is pre-pandemic. How exactly these numbers are calculated. So the U.S. Department releases job reports on a monthly basis, and it serves as a gauge to the financial health and well-being of the country. For instance, if there are more people obtaining jobs, then it is deemed good for the economy. Corporations and governments and individuals will make financial, life-critical decisions based on these numbers, which reflect the direction of the American economy. Okay, so that, my friends, happened under Donald J. Trump, and the numbers yesterday were from Joe Biden. So it doesn't matter what side of the fence you're on. I am not a political person, and I don't want to hear any political comments down below. This is rigged regardless of who's in power. They need us to know that things are good. Anyway, you come up with your own conclusions. I am just trying to give you some ideas that you can take away from the numbers and make you think a little bit outside the box. You know, my father once told me, believe nothing of what you hear and half of what you see. And I am asking you to do the same. Okay, we're going to go back to 1931. June 15th, 1931, stocks continue to go lower and lower, and dividends are being slashed right and left. For over a year now, people have been buying stocks at what they think are bargain prices. These prices are much lower than 1921, but there is no way to tell if we have reached bottom. Some present-day prices: sheet and tube at 43, Truscon at 13, U.S. Steel at 83. Only the blue chip stocks are still high: AT&T 170, GE 42, Consolidated Gas 95. It seems there should be no rush to buy at bargains in a panic. The opportunities are many and the period is often protracted. The best time to buy, of course, is when the panic is almost over. My guess is that we haven't seen the end yet. Well, that's all I got today. Thank you so much for watching. If you wouldn't mind liking this video or subscribing to this channel, I would really appreciate it. As always, thank you for making it this far. I appreciate you. Be kind, call someone, tell them you love them, and we will talk again real soon. I look forward to your comments. As always, please share and give this video a big thumbs up. Have a great day.